Oops, there we go. All right, well, if you've watched all the previous videos and you're new to this and you want to make an infield model, I'm going to show you how I make simple models. And let's go through this. Let's see. I'm just going to start up in this one. So what I did was I already took, it takes a long time to punch in these points and stuff like that. In this, just for the example that I was doing, I didn't need anything specific. I mean, it doesn't have to be accurate. It's just to kind of show you how to do it. So just keep that in mind. I exaggerated a lot on this just so you could see it in this 3D viewer. But for now, so what I did was, okay, let's use the example that you have, say you have a big pad down here and then they decided they wanted to make like a little employee workers parking lot or something like that in this slope, and you needed to cut slope out. Now there's a whole bunch of different ways you can go about doing this. Let's see. Let's do, so what I did, okay, so when you make your model, I'll do it again right below this one. When you do, first of all, when you do your outer, you're going to use outer boundary to make your model, okay. When you go to new line, you'll notice that I have break line, line, area, I'm sorry, line, area, break line, and volume boundary. It doesn't give me the option for outer boundary, okay. And this is why. The reason is because you can only use outer boundary one time in a work order. So let's pick another work order here. Let me go to maybe this one. It's a different version, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let's get rid of this. And we go over to new line. Now you notice I have outer boundary. Okay. When you use the outer boundary, like I said, you can only use it one time per work order unless you go in and physically delete that outer boundary. And I'm pretty sure, about 99% sure, you just need to delete the outer boundary out of that work order, and then it'll give you that optional pop-up again. Okay. So actually, let's go back. Since I'm in here, which one did I pick? Did I pick the first one? I don't even remember which one I picked. Maybe it was that one. If not, we're just going to continue on. Yeah, it was that one. Okay, so this one was the one. So I don't have the outer boundary option. So what I'll do, let's just verify and see if this works. Let me get rid of that one. We're going to delete that line. Are you sure? Yes, yes. Okay, got rid of that. Now let's see if it gives me that option again. Okay, you can see it's back. All right, perfect. So let's go back in. Now, like I said, we're using the example of cutting into this bank. Say there's a big bank right here, and we're using that. Now, what it sounds obvious or stupid. I don't know, or whatever you want to say. When you make the model, you want to keep it as simple as you can, but try to include all the points you need. Put in as much information as you need, but don't overcomplicate it. Okay. Now, when I do the outer boundary, I generally go farther than what I need, even if I'm not going to be working in that area. And then I kind of use my break lines as my limit lines. So say we were just out here and you're walking up this big slope up on this hill and you want to create your outer boundary. You're going to do that. Okay, outer boundary. And we started our pad and we walk up the hill And we're cruising around out here, just taking shots. Like that. Let's go one more to square it up so we get... Now when you close out this line, it's going to go straight across. You could shoot right over here and then it'll just close out right there if you want. But I'm just going to go straight across, and the way you can close that out is it's going to default back to break line. Just hit accept, and you'll see that it closed that out. So now we have our outer boundary line. Okay. Now this one I did, when I actually had to do something like this, I did it a little bit differently. I'd use 3-point plane, or sloping plane, I'm sorry. And I had specific slopes that I wanted to do. I wanted to do the 2-to-1 slope around here down to the parking lot. But I'm not going to do that here. So you're going to have to do some math. You're going to have, figure out your percentages, your cross slopes, all that good stuff that you want, where you want things to drain. It's just a matter of how steep and how wide, how long this thing is. In this case, we're gonna pretend that I want to go. Let's see. I probably should have brought this down over here. Or if I can, let me just delete this and start new. Let me delete that. Okay. So we'll do another break line here, and we're gonna say that this is our let's see, our hinge point at the top of the slope, and we're going to start it about right there. Let's zoom out a little bit. Say it goes across at an angle. You drive in right here, come over and park maybe. So let's go there. Whoops. Oh, across the same. Okay. Yeah, goof that up. Let's just go into measure. I got too close to that boundary line. Okay. Let's start again here. I crossed over that boundary. Okay, so you come across over here, parking lot comes up, and then maybe it runs down here somewhere, jogs over. My lines aren't real straight, but it's okay. Comes over here, and then it drops back down here. Let's straighten it up a little bit. And then it goes over here to the entrance again. So you drive in this way, come up, park, back out, and go that way. Okay, so now we have our EP or edge of pavement, or maybe that's your curb, however you want to do it. You go in and adjust your elevations for that. I think I said that wrong. I think originally I said that was top of slope, but I got screwed up here. But that's okay. So let's just make our slope over here. Okay, so we'll go to another break line, and say our slope is going to come down real close to what that is. And then it goes up, and we're going to make this real extreme. Say it goes up like 50 feet tall or something like that. It comes up here, starts going around the corner. Like I said, this is not actually the way I did it, but I'm just this is more to show you how to make the model, or finish the model, I should say. Once you have all the correct information you need. I'm going to go around here, and we'll come down here somewhere, go around this corner, and we'll end up down here somewhere. We're going to match 0 down there. Okay. So, let's see. Back into measure mode. So now you can drive in here. This is all your pavement. And then you've went in and you've adjusted your elevations, maybe you figured out what the cross slope's going to be, and you figured out that you got an elevation difference of, say, 2 feet going across there. So you adjust that elevation to, 2 feet higher than this. Maybe this, maybe this distance over here to get your 2%, maybe it's an additional 1 foot. So you add another foot onto that. Call that 3 feet. And so you're going from 0 to 2 feet to 3 feet. So that's, and that gives you an idea of what you're going to do. Maybe this is, maybe when you shot up here, it was 50 feet higher, or you want to just make it 50 feet higher. You could do that. Type in 50, save that. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to edit, you're going to go through and carefully figure out everything, all your slopes, your percentages that you need. And you're going to end up with something like this. Let's change, and we'll go to the one that I already adjusted. So we'll find it. It's down here. I just called it parking lot. I didn't use it as design actually. And you can see it looks similar because I was trying to keep it the same. So this is what I made, and the numbers don't really mean anything. I just, like I said, I threw them in there, made them really extreme, so we could see what it looks like on the 3D model. But now that you've gotten to this point, you've done your outer boundary, you've done all your break lines, you've done your math, adjusted everything. Maybe you had a catch basin in here, you adjusted that. You have fall going across the parking lot here. It's falling down to your catch basin both directions, blah, 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 all that stuff. And you don't care about any of the grading out here in these areas. You're just going to cut this slope right here. So now you want to take a look at it and see what it looks like before you finish it off. So you go to Kogo, review and edit data, and you want to go down to your generate measure contours. So in this case, it's giving me 0.70. Let's see, is the lowest it's telling me I can pick. So let's go ahead and pick 0.70. And you can see what it does here. And it's a little bit crazy to look at. Let's go out like 3 feet. Oops. Not 0.3 point. We want 3 point. And it's not nearly as bad to look at. But this gives you a good idea of, you can see like this change going across here. You can see that there's a change going across here. You can see you kind of got this real flat area in here. So you can change all that. Let's see, let's look at all that. I'm going from 48, 49, 50, 50, 50. Let's go, let's change these. Let's go edit data. And we'll go 51 on that one. And let's go 52 on this one, just to see what it changes, what it looks like here. Edit data. And we'll go 52 on that one. Okay, now it's not going to make any changes right here. You got to go out of it and then come back into it. Actually, I probably could have just selected a different number on there, but I'm sure that would have made the change. But let's go back into review and edit data, the contours, and we'll do our 3 feet again. And you can see it didn't change much. It changed that little thing there. So that's kind of goofy. 49. What if I did... What would happen if I did... let's do 51 on that one. I don't even know what it's going to do. I'm just messing around. And we'll just do our 3 point again. Will it do that? Yeah. Yeah, it didn't change much. But you get the idea. Once you're happy with all that, you can see you got it's kind of a weird, real tight curve right there, and then Just going out here. So, you might have to start all over again, but it gives you a good idea of what it's going to look like and if it's going to work for you. So if you're happy with that, say this is perfect. Say this is exactly what you want. Okay. Now you want to make your model. So let's do that. I'm happy with this. I want to grade it, or I want to put it into the machine. I'm going to go up to, where am I going to? Data management. And I'm going to go to surface as design. Okay. Now, once you're in surfaces as design, you're going to name it, and we're going to call this parking lot 2. And now I have the option to include measured line work or do not include measured line. Now I have break lines in there. You may have some points and break lines and want to include those. I'll accept that. Oh, you know what? I didn't see. There's one where you can embed it, but so okay, it doesn't look like much. You can see it's not giving me a cut or fill, and that's because you have to. It's not actually in the system yet. So you want to go to project setup, change project, and now you want to pick that as your design. So I'm going to look for parking lot 2. It's the one I created. I'm going to accept that. And you'll notice as I get closer and get in here, I got cuts and fills. So the model works. So now you can go through and, as you're coming in here, you're going to have this huge cut. Now you'll notice that it's not changing. My cutter fills, it's bouncing around a little bit, but it's really not changing. And you're thinking, oh, you got a 50-foot difference here. It should be showing it. What happens on this emulator is that because this is not out in the real world, it thinks that I already cut this perfectly, that we graded all this perfectly, and so it thinks when I'm as I'm kind of walking around in the virtual world here, it thinks that I'm perfectly on grade, that we were that good. Now what you'll notice is down here, so my cut fill doesn't change, but you notice my elevation's changing. I got 0.62 as I get up closer, 190, 270, and then let's zoom in here a little bit. As I start coming in here, I get right at 3 feet. Oops, overshot a little bit. But now as I go up, you can see how the elevation's really changing. So the model's working, it's just that the emulator looks at things a little bit differently. Let's see. Now let's take a look at it on the 3D model. Let's get rid of that. Let's zoom in a little bit. And because I made these slopes really extreme, it should show pretty good. Yeah. So you kind of get an idea, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Take these lines out. It's harder to see actually. Let's put the lines back in. Let's see. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Let's zoom out or zoom over here. So yeah, you drive in over here, go up, park, back out, take off. Zoom out. So that's how you create your model. Let's go back over here. Yep. But yeah, play around with that. You can, like I said, you can make as many as you want. Especially if you're on the simulator, you can goof around as much as you want. It's not going to screw anything up. You might, and if you get too many, you can always go to the file menu and delete your designs. Go into the site. I think you go into site, and you'll see work orders designs. You can go and delete them out of there. Get too much garbage on there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I mess around with making the models. And you can, like I said, you can make them as complicated or as simple as you want. I would say try to keep it simple. All right, well, have fun with that one. See what you can come up with. I think it's pretty cool when you actually, figure out how to make your own little model and it actually works, or you have the opportunity to make something like that and then go throw it in the dozer or the blade and, just have the operator all happy that he that he could just go cut what you just designed right in the field. So that's pretty cool. But all right, I'm gonna end the video here. I don't think I'm gonna be doing too many more videos. Long story, but kind of got in trouble for making models. So I don't know how many more videos. I might make some little videos here, kind of going over some of the stuff I've already done. Maybe try to go a little more in depth on them. I don't know. We'll see. But have fun with that one. All right, I'm out of here.